Alright, we're going to be covering today Hammerfight Chapter 2, Part 6, which is the Slave Pits. It's a there are several sub-parts to it, but we're just going to cover the entirety of Part 6 in this video. And now I was just kind of watching some of the cinematics from the end of Chapter 1. And Chapter 2 is Melka. Basically what's happened is, your empire has been destroyed, or the kingdom that you're a part of, and you've been taken into slavery as a fighter. You're going to be kind of used in gladiatorial combat type situations. Alright. So part 6-1 is our mission 1 of part 6, we'll just say, make things simple. Alright, you're gonna be unarmed, and you gotta fight this dude with a spike mace. He seems to always have the same weapons. And the idea here is, although we really just have to avoid him, instead of doing that, we're actually gonna pound him by smacking him around on the head and stuff. And you can actually kill him this way, which will earn you a ton of glory. And it's highly suggested to at least work towards that. And try to get heavy hits on him, smacking him straight in the copter. As you can see, a strong hit gets us lots of glory. And you can pretty much do this indefinitely, as long as you don't get hit by his mace and try to smack him into like the ground and stuff. That way he'll take more damage than you do, for sure. You can see we're even getting coins from this. Plus this also keeps him from trying to hit you, so it's a good reason, or good idea for more than just the one reason. We got another shattering blow on him. As you can see, I pretty much knocked him out. So, and then all that beating him up is going to earn us a fair bit of glory here. Interesting. It would award me the title of being good with heavy weapons, considering I didn't use any, but as you can see, we got a bunch of fame from that and a fair bit of glory, so. Alright, mission 2. Back into the gladiatorial arena type situation. This time it's going to be you versus another guy with a hammer. So it's just hammer versus hammer, really. And this is pretty much all going to be about just timing, really, swinging your hammer to the point where, you know, you're avoiding his. Once he gets on the ground like that, you can just keep hitting him. And what I'm kind of doing here is actually just kind of letting my hammer come to rest on top of him and pushing him around with it. And that actually does a fair bit of damage, as you saw, even though we weren't really hitting him, kind of just squishing him. Smack him into the ground some more. Collect all the little coins that drop off the dude. And all we really had to do is just touch him with a hammer, basically, and he died. But anytime that you're squishing some dude, like putting him between your weapon in a hard place, basically, or a rock in a hard place, in this case, you're doing a lot of damage, and that's a quick way to basically vaporize your enemies, so keep that in mind. Now we unlock the wooden hammer. You've earned the title of Gosh. Alright, mission 3. Alright, this one's pretty profitable. It's a pretty cool mission to do. You're going to be armed with your sword here, and we're going to be fighting off waves of these little Sophit creatures that we fought once before already. Kind of mess up a little bit there. Remember to you can use your weapon. The swords, especially this one, are usually directional, and you want to hit them with the sharp end. That Sophit before I kind of hit with the blunt side accidentally, but you can click your mouse button to switch the direction it's facing, which can be useful. And make sure to collect all the coins that drop off these guys, especially the gold ones. Because most of the levels in this chapter aren't very profitable until you leave the arena. Or at least as profitable as this one is. Oh, you kind of see I missed a lot of opportunities to get coins. And basically you have to last until that timer, and then the enemies stop coming. And then once the timer's over, just kill anything that's left over. And that's victory. Definitely, although I said it was really profitable, I mean, in previous, or in other playthroughs I've done of it, I've been able to make more money, just by being faster about killing the Sophit creatures than in this one. Alright, this one's a bit of a tough one. Now you're back to being unarmed, and you gotta basically dodge these guys for as long as possible. And you only have to do it for 30 seconds, but you can do it for up to 1 minute and 30 seconds, which if you last the entire time, gets you a massive reward. So I suggest doing so. The best strategy here is to kind of make them run into each other. As you can see, they're starting to cut each other up with their swords. And don't try to hit them. It's a little too dangerous for that, especially because you might daze yourself and then they can cut you. And also, the longer you last, the more coins you build up at a constant rate, so it's another good reason to try to live as long as possible. And as you saw, we just had one of the guys die there. And although I missed the sword, you can actually grab it. And if I managed to grab the sword, which I didn't think to do at the time, this mission would have became quite much more of a breeze. And not to mention the amount of fame and glory you would have earned from it is insane. And I kind of messed up a little bit there. Managed to get a nice cut on me. But now that we're down to just 2 enemies, everything gets a lot easier. And now I can even start knocking them around. Especially considering they've hurt each other. grab that coin. And it's starting to daze each other a lot too, which is good. Actually, it looks like, yeah, that one down there isn't even getting up. And that's it, victory. We managed to last the entire time. So that's a lot of money. And a lot of fame for that. And you see we've earned a new title already. Got quite a bit of fame there. And most importantly, a lot of money. And quite a bit of glory too. So it just keeps on going. So over 1,000. I mean, as you can see. Now we're like getting close to 1,500 or more. Might even go past 2,000. Nope, not quite. But yeah, a ton. Alright, now to mission 5 of Sophit. Alright, now this time you're chained to your enemy. I believe he usually has the same weapon each time too. And the thing to be careful about is you don't want to move too far away from him, because then you're going to end up basically pulling him towards you in an attack. Although, if you're tricky about how you do it, you can make him run into other things. And just smack him around into the walls here. You gotta be a little careful trying to hit him, because I don't want to run into that spikes on that mace of his. Just kind of hitting him while he's on the ground. Dazed myself a little bit there, but still smacked him pretty good. Hit him again. Just keep smacking the crap out of him. But yeah, there's no way to break that chain. Just watch out for that mace of his. And like I saw just, or like you saw just there, I kind of pulled him right into my hammer and pulled him into the walls. And he surrendered because I damaged him so far, so it's the end of this level. If you can, try to kill him, because it gets you more money and fame and everything, so always worth doing. Don't let them surrender. Alright, so now we're back to more cutscenes. Alright, so now you're gonna have an option here to fight a Sophit. Basically, say yes. There's no reason you should choose not to. The mission is not that hard. You've done it before. In the first chapter, and the reward you get is a gem which can fit inside of your weapons to make them insanely powerful. So definitely I suggest doing so. And we're going to cover that level now. And say yes. You don't get anything for saying no. If you say no, you just skip the mission. So you're losing out big time. Alright, now we're on to mission 6, which is the optional mission. Now you're going to be chained up again, sword, fighting the Sophit. And he's a bit of a bastard, but we got this little life bar up at the top. We can see how much health he's got. And just make sure to dodge his grasps for your machine. Basically, he just reaches for wherever you kind of hovering about when he lunges up. So if you stand still until you see him, and then just kind of move out like at the last second, you can avoid it pretty well. And then try to slice him as he lunges back up towards me. You can get a fair bit of coin from him too, depending on how well you do here. He's kind of smacking me around a little bit. But still doing pretty good. Starting to take a bit to get back up. Alright. And as you can see, if you manage to dodge his grasps, he typically seems to hit the ceiling and dazes the crap out of himself, which gives you a lot of free hits on him. Then you can just slice him up as he falls down. He managed to get him to stab himself on my sword there. Gave him a nice cut to the side. That last slice was all it needed. Although, unfortunately, I didn't get to grab any of those tons of coins, it just flew to the left. But, yeah, whatever. That is the end of part 6, the Slave Pits and Hammerfight. And now we have the Blood Ruby Singing Gem, which is can fit inside of our weapons to improve their abilities.